All right, question 3 says to solve the equation, and I have an equation here. It says 8 times the quantity of x plus 2, and that equals 1/2 times the quantity of 8x minus 10, and then minus 3. So this one might seem a little bit more daunting at first. It's a little bit more involved, but one thing that you should notice right away when we are simplifying anything is noticing those parentheses. So I'm going to distribute first. I want to get rid of my parentheses. So when I go to distribute, remember we take that value, here we go, that value of 8, and we distribute it through, and I'm going to take that 1/2 and also distribute it through. So I end up with 8x plus 16 equals, and then 1/2 times 8 is 4, so 4x, and then 1/2 of 10 is -5. That was a minus, that's why it's negative. And then I just tack on that -3 at the end because it was already there. I'm just bringing it down. So once I've done that, I move on to my second step, which is to combine my like terms if necessary. And over here, I notice on the right side here, I have two constants. And I can combine them, I can put them together. So when I do that, that simplifies to -8. So I just took that, and -5 minus 3 gives me -8. Now I have an equation that I'm ready to solve. So I like to move all my variables to one side and all my constants to the other. So I'm going to start by moving my constants, or those numbers. Since I have this plus 16 on the left, I'm going to move it to the right by subtracting it from both sides. And when I do, my 16s will cancel, and I'm left with 8x equals 4x minus 24, because -8 minus 16 gives me -24. And now I need to get all my x's to the other side. So since I have a positive 4x here, I undo it by subtracting. So minus 4x from both sides. So these x's will cancel. And then I'm left with 4x equals -24. I already have the next step in here. And then to get x by itself, since I had a 4 times x, I had to divide to undo that multiplication. So those 4's cancel. And then x is just going to end up being -6, because -24 divided by 4 is -6. And you can always, I didn't put step 5 over here, but you should always go back. You can check your answer by plugging it into your equation to see if it works.